There's a look at the Magic City on this very cold Monday morning. I feel like we already need a break from this cold weather. Fresh snow falling all last night and into this morning. But I can tell you one thing I do appreciate is our dedicated news crew that's out this morning in this cold weather. Samantha Sullivan and Chief Photographer Paul Humphrey have been outside all morning long to keep us updated and let us know what to expect when heading out the door. Samantha, we're getting to that time now of the morning when people are getting into their cars and making that morning commute. So what can they expect?
All right, Victoria, well, yeah, as you mentioned, people are starting to get into their cars. We've had a lot more cars just in the last 30 minutes here on 27th. And with those cars moving out on the road, people are realizing just how bad these conditions are. I know Rob has been mentioning it this morning. The snow is super dense, which means it's really slick underneath your tires. There's a lot of blowing snow because of the wind and just how fine the snow is. And so it's making it really difficult to see. And along with some of those things, along with people getting out on the roads and realizing how bad it is, we have more school closures that we kind of need to update you guys on. Just within the last 30 minutes, Billings Christian School announced they will be closed today. And then these are some of the ones we've been talking about this morning. Shepherd School District, their classes and all activities will be closed today, as well as Pioneer School, also closed today. And then there are 3 schools that have late starts reported so far. That's Colstrip Public School, St. Charles Mission, and St. Libre Catholic. All of those have a 2-hour delay today, and that means buses will also be running 2 hours late. Of course, if you have any school updates, whether it's closures or late starts that you'd like us to be aware of, you can email us at news@ktvq.com. We'll make sure to update that online once the show is over as well. We've also received some news of power outages in the Heights. Now, we're not sure what the power outages were caused by, but some people have reported to us through email saying around 5 a.m. they may have heard a pop. We've heard of now 2 power outages in the Heights. One is affecting almost 2,000 customers, the other affecting about 900 customers. And so if you're waking up and there are some issues with the power, that's kind of what's going on. We're going to keep an eye out and see what exactly caused that power outage. I know around the same time, around 5 a.m. here on 27th, all the lights down 27th went off for a short period of time. That could have to do with it. But it also has to do just with being prepared. That means being prepared with your car, being prepared in your home. It's cold out. It's going to stay that way. Obviously, Rob will give you some more information in his weather forecast. But for now, Victoria, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Samantha, thank you so much for braving the cold this morning and all those great updates throughout the morning. And we also just got an update in the newsroom from Billings School District 2 Superintendent Greg Upham. He says that power outage that Samantha just mentioned right now is going to cause some delays throughout the Heights schools. So that includes Skyview, Castle Rock, Medicine Crow, Bitterroot, and Beartooth schools. So he's asking parents to keep their kids at home and keep an eye on the school district website to get an update on when school will start for those schools I just mentioned. Again, those Heights schools, Skyview, Castle Rock, Medicine Crow, Bitterroot, and Beartooth schools, all due to that power outage in the Heights this morning. Again, thank you so much, Samantha. And we're not the only spot on the map with severe weather. There were storms throughout the Midwest and South over the weekend. More than 100 vehicles were involved in a deadly crash in Wisconsin amid whiteout conditions. A tornado in northeastern Mississippi killed 1 woman, and a man died after driving into floodwaters in Tennessee. President Trump leaves for Vietnam today, where he'll hold a second summit with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. The two first met 8 months ago in Singapore, where they signed a vague document promising to work towards the denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. Yesterday at the White House, the president said he's in no rush as long as there's no nuclear weapons testing. And Green Book took home the Oscar for Best Picture at the 91st Annual Academy Awards last night. Bohemian Rhapsody's Rami Malek won Best Actor for his portrayal of Queen frontman Freddie Mercury. Olivia Colman won Best Actress for her role as Queen Anne in The Favorite, and Alfonso Cuarón won Best Director for his work on Roma. Staying on the topic of film, the Babcock Theater here in Billings started showing films about the time the Oscars started in the early 1900s and recently brought movies back. Q2's David J. reports.
Fans enjoy a film at the Babcock Theater.
For over 100 years now, film has been a central part of our culture, particularly here in America.
Matt Blakesley runs the Babcock, which started showing movies again in November.
We love stories. It's always been a part of our humanity, and so film is one of the best ways to share stories that we all can connect with. A room full of strangers come and laugh, be scared, have joy, and experience those things. There's something magical about coming to the cinema together, and so that really is not going anywhere.
And it may be even more magical at the Babcock.
People love the nostalgia of the Babcock Theater, and so many people are coming to films here, bringing their kids here for that nostalgia piece. Maybe they don't even care as much about the movie, but it's just the experience of going to a movie at the Babcock that they love so much.
Matt Blakesley also runs things here at the Art House Cinema and Pub. He says the experience is similar. The fans want to come here for that theater experience on the big screen, but he says he tries to find a different type of film for this theater.
When we started Art House, we started it because there were so many Oscar-nominated films that we never saw here in Billings. Art House is, smaller budget indie films, foreign films, documentaries.
Blakesley says films are made for the big screen with big sound.
There's something truly special about that cinema experience, and so I think more and more people are experiencing that and wanting to be a part of that for sure.
And he says whatever the technology, movie fans have always liked the theater.
No matter what technology you have at home or in your pocket, you cannot replace the experience of cinema, which is mainly more of the community aspect, a room full of strangers. We're in here at the Babcock for the long haul. We're in Art House for the long haul because we believe this is going to continue to be a staple of what film, art, and culture brings to a community.
David J., MTN News, Billings.
Elsewhere, the United States Air Force made a stop in Billings to play some big band music. Take a listen. U.S. Army veteran and Crow tribal member Newton Old Crow presented the colors. U.S. Air Force Academy Falconeers are an 18-piece jazz ensemble. The performances help highlight the Air Force and the Academy. Members say there's something special about being part of a military band.
I can't speak for the other bands, but I know this band really is true to my heart. I love these men and women who serve our country every day, and it's a lot of fun. Our job is to honor, inspire, and connect. Take the Air Force uniform to communities that may not see it on a day-to-day basis. Bring the military uniform to the public and represent the Air Force.
And Billings was the final stop Sunday for the Falconeers' week-long tour, which also included Missoula, Butte, Helena, and Bozeman. And I know, Rob, we've been updating our viewers all morning long about cancellations and closures for school. We just got one more. Custer Public School is canceled for the day, so add that onto the list.
We knew that this was coming with the winter storm warning that we had in advance, but until you're actually in the middle of it, you don't realize just how inconvenient this weather is, especially this late in the season. So there you have it. It's a good day for Ed McIntosh to not be here. Right now in Billings, as we're looking down toward North 27th, 6th Avenue North, the snow continues to fall, and there's a pretty good likelihood later on that that's going to taper off a little bit. Some of the snow that we're seeing fall that we will have as a part of that winter storm warning until tomorrow morning could shift north, but those models haven't proven themselves to be accurate just yet.